chicken strips, pasta, crazy bread, just some examples that I can think of offhand. Here's just 5 keywords. Now, you're going to want to use around 5 to 12 keywords because you're going to use these same keywords in your content. It's very important. So I'm going to say I just use these 12. So right now I'm going to go on to the next step. Okay, tagline, best pizza on earth. I'm pretty confident about my pizza here, as you can see. Tagline's important to have not only information about you, but attract them. Now, look at what happened here. Use keywords in your description that we've listed below. Now, the reason why step 2 is add keywords is because step 3 is you're going to add a tagline. You're going to create a description. For SEO reasons, you want to use these same 5 keywords or whatever the amount of keywords you use in there because it helps dramatically. So you're going to put best pizza and chicken wings on earth. Chicken strips are also amazing. So I can keep putting it in there. And just to save time, I'm just going to keep adding pasta, crazy bread. What I'm doing here is I'm taking these keywords and I'm putting them in the content. It's very important. When you're creating your description, you want to use around 200 words in your content, not keywords. You're going to have up to 12 keywords, but you want to use 200 words within your content. You don't want to do more than that. If you do less, you're going to get less results ranking-wise. Now, I know it's a tad confusing, but if you want to try and find yourself organically on search engines, organically means when people move up the search engines, you're getting better placement. You want to put more information in there. More relevant information is very important to how Google works, but I think you get it, so I'm just going to move on. Then in the next step, what we're going to do is you're going to be able to choose on step 4. Okay, and remember, we've already done 3 steps of the 9 steps. Step 4 through 6 is helping you complete your directory. Now, what are some categories we're going to select that would deal with what our food is? So I'm going to put in here pizza, restaurants. That's one category, very similar to nature. Oh, I'm going to go down here. What are some other types of restaurants that's similar, that family style? And there's a lot of different selections that you can make when you go here. I would think fast food would also be one. But when you're doing this, one of the things to remember is there's not always going to be a selection that's relevant to what you want. It's important to know that. I'll do takeouts because if we use the same category selection as Google and Yahoo, people have come back to us and said, well, can we add additional categories? No, you can't. Because if we had categories that Google and Yahoo don't have, we're not going to match up and we're not going to get placement. So we're doing this specifically. So when you're selecting your category, you can select up to 5. But if you can't find a total of 5, don't worry about it. You want to keep it still similar to nature. So here I'm only going to pick 4. I'm going to move on to the next step. Here I am on step 5 of 6, adding your logo. Now, you can add a logo. It's very simple. Okay, at this time, I personally don't have a logo. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to skip this. I don't have a logo. This would replace this. Just go to the next step. Okay. Last part is review your listing. It's just showing me how it's going to look. Now, look at right here what this is. Okay. First and foremost, if I have the spotlight placement, this is how it's going to look. What's the spotlight placement? Okay, well let me show you so everybody gets an exact idea of what I'm talking about here. This is the spotlight placement right here. So when I go to create my ad, see how it looks? When it shows it to me, it shows me how it's going to look right here. This is for premium ads. Then when I scroll down, it shows me my results placement. See how this is long? When I go back to the directory, this is what it's going to be. Okay? And when I go down here to David's, the business details, here's my details. Now, I'm just going to click on any one to give you, and this is just to give you an example. You see how the tab goes and how this whole box is? It's showing you from the contact that you've entered, this is how it's going to look. See, the last stage is you reviewing your listing so you see how it looks before you post it. Now, here it looks great to me, so I'm ready to go. So next step. So now I'm on step 6 on the AdWords section. Okay, this is allowing me to start creating and pushing my ad out there onto major search engines and websites and things of that nature. So I've created my directory listing. So this right here, what you're witnessing and you're seeing on your screen, this is your directory listing. This is completely done. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the Google listing, actually also our partner listing, so you get a full idea. Okay, here it is right here. Let me go ahead and highlight this. I want to make sure everybody sees it. What we're working on now is this ad. See, when we push this out on the networks and our partner sites, we have to feed it to them. And this is what we're feeding, is this information here. And I'm going to show you what I mean as I go through step by step as normal. Here, you're going to put in your targeted terms. Now, I'm a pizza place. What are going to be the terms that I want most likely to get people to come into me? I'm going to put some simple ones down right now just to make it easy so everybody's following me. First, I'm going to put in pizza. Important, okay? Then I'm going to put in pasta. Then I'm going to put in chicken wings. Those are the 3 things that I sell the most that people are going to find me and be the happiest with. This is very important. Then what's my campaign name? Now, a campaign name, again, I'm going back and forth. I want everybody to see this 100%. When you create an ad, the campaign name is not going to actually be shown here. It's only going to be shown in your back end when you do tracking. So it's very easy. So I'm just going to sit there and put David's P. That's the ad. Nobody's going to see that. Now, headline. What's the headline? The headline is this: Drench